This week's video is about this camera. I took it out to put a test roll of film through it. This is a 1932 Leica II Model D. And it's the first rangefinder camera ever made. Well, this model at least, with the rangefinder built into the camera. I just got this camera last week, along with this beauty right here. This is a 1929 Leica 1 Model A, and this thing is just gorgeous. This one has a built-in lens, so they hadn't come up with the interchangeable lens system yet. So this is also one of the first of those. But I believe the Model D was the development of the rangefinder system. If I'm wrong, somebody correct me in the comments. And yes, I did put a Voigtlander lens on it. I'm still not sure which lens will live on this, but I searched high and low for lenses, and this one caught my eye simply because of the slim profile and that touch of brass that it has right there on the front. I just think it looks beautiful with the brassing on the camera. When I got home and developed the film, I was so excited to pull it off the reel and see that there were actual images on it. Now this little device here is called the film killer. And a lot of people ask me how I scan my film in. Currently, my preferred method is to use the digitalizers by Lomography. Now, I prefer these because they show the sprocket holes, which I love. You can use the scanner or the digital scanning method, which I'm doing right here. I use the Kingpin overhead rig to hold the camera over the film. And I prefer this method currently because it's just super fast. I zoom in and focus in on the grain of the film, set a 2-second shutter delay, take the image, and once you're set up like this, you can just slide the film down and take image after image. So when I took the images into Lightroom, I used Negative Lab Pro to convert them. I noticed weird artifacts in the image. Then I go on to the next picture, and I see the same exact markings, and then the next one. I started to assume there were little holes in the shutter curtain. Basically, the film was exposed after every shot. There was little pinholes in there. The sun was just going right through the lens and started burning right into the film. On some images, it was a little heavier than others simply because the amount of time in between shots. The pictures just looked so bad, I did have to go in and doctor them up for this video. So I did want to be transparent and open. I know I showed them in black and white, so it's a little deceiving to get you hooked in and brought into the video, but I was just trying to make it interesting for you. The camera is functioning. I am going to keep it. I don't even know if I'm going to mention it to the seller or not because I think the price I paid for the camera is still worth having. And I've looked into it, and there's some liquid electric tape that I can try to put on the shutter curtain to see if that fixes it, so I'm going to give that a go. A couple things about the camera. I was really actually surprised looking through the viewfinder on here that it's actually pretty big. It's not, don't get me wrong, it's not big and it's not super bright or anything like that. But just hearing people talk about it online, I was imagining it being much smaller and dimmer. So I was surprised by that. And the rangefinder itself, in some lighting conditions, is a little bit difficult to see, but for the most part, if you can find something that's has a contrast to it, like the edge of something going from light to dark, it was actually pretty easy to use. And the focusing, from what I could see, turned out just fine. I did do a shot close up on one of the Christmas bulbs on the tree. I went minimum focusing distance just to see if the lens coupling was accurate. So I just focused at the minimum focus distance and I just rocked in and out until I caught focus and went ahead and took the image. And it actually turned out pretty decent. So if you could pick one of these to have in your collection, which one would you go for? The Leica I Model A or the Leica II Model D? So let me know what you guys think about this camera. If I got you with the title of it being the Another Broke Leica, what are your thoughts on it? What do you think of the images? I'm sure you guys are getting sick and tired of seeing my little talent center, but that's just where I go to do my test images, where I can quickly go, take some images, get back home, develop the film. With that, I'm going to close this video out and say thanks so much for all the new subscribers. If you're into this type of stuff, consider subscribing. Other than that, maybe watch one of these videos right here, and I'll see you guys in the next one.